It's yourself. How you doing? Nice to see you. So, I drove in today, by the way. I didn't book any parking, but I thought, last night I was out, so I got home and I went through different bits and it took me quicker, and I thought, I'll try and remember that in the morning, reverse journey. And I tell you what though, it's much better than the drama on the trains.
On the Elizabeth line between Reading, Heathrow Terminal 4 and Abbey Wood, due to...
Oh, it's messy. Anyway, talking about drama, it's Bafta time. So as you probably know, I've probably told you every year, I'm a Bafta member, and this is my 21st year as a Bafta member, and it's always brilliant. It's a privilege being a Bafta member, and I do relish it. I don't go to the awards every year. You kind of got to go into a kind of ballot, but some years I get there and it's really really good fun, and walking down the red carpet, and I've been behind like Leonardo DiCaprio and sort of coming out of my car at the same time as him, and they all clamour for him, and I'm like, okay, I'll just walk up here in the rain. But my wife enjoys it because she gets to see bump shoulders with George Clooney. And one year I almost bumped into Penelope Cruz, so it can't be bad. And she was going that way and I was going that way to the toilets, and it was like, oh, and of course she looked at me in that funny way, Oh dear. Anyway, I should be so lucky. But so it's always this time of year it all kicks in, and I get screenings, and I get an Amazon Fire Stick, which I seem to have lost from moving from one home to another, and I got an Amazon Fire Cube. It doesn't actually run the app. Like, wow. So be careful when you think the Amazon Fire Cube does the same thing. No. You need the little Fire Stick. Anyway. So you get access to a private Bafta app, and basically watch as many films as I can between now and awards next year. But fortunately, with winter coming in, the usual rubbish on Netflix and BBC, it's a good time to watch it. And I can go out to a nice hotel, like this week it was the Soho Hotel, and you get canapes and champagne, and you talk to the production team after, and sometimes the stars. I think Robert Downey Jr. was one last year, so we'll see. It's nice to get that inside story of a film, and so this week was The Burial, and it's Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones. I mean, two fantastic actors. I've always loved them, and it's a bit like A Few Good Men, if people know that one with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson. But a bit like that in terms of a courtroom drama, although they are on the same side. But it's on Amazon Prime now, so you can watch it on there. It's a courtroom drama, and I love courtroom dramas, and it's also based on a true story, and it's got a bit of American racial undertones, a bit of a David and Goliath I'm reading it off here in my notes. A David and Goliath clash, and corporate greed versus the small guy, and it's got me hooked. There's some lovely moments in the film with Tommy and Jamie as actors, in their prime, bouncing off each other and bringing out the best. It's really a great film. Anyway, last night, as I said, I was out at Lord's Cricket Ground. Now, I know some people who are cricket fans would be very jealous of being where I was last night. It's the Long Room, apparently quite infamous, but what do I know? But it was the media centre they've got there, which I'll show you in a second. It was designed by Pendennis, who are actually shipyard owners, and they wanted to have an unusual design, and they went. So the Lord's Cricket Ground went to a few boat builders and said, can you do this? It was in the late 90s, and no one wanted the project. And then this guy, Dutch guy who works for Pendennis, then told them how much it would cost them for that amount of aluminium, and it started from there. But that guy, Henk, I think his name was, he actually passed away this year, just before they held their 35th anniversary. So it was a bit of a sad time for them, but it was in this beautiful room with amazing kind of history. It was quite a nice night and quite poignant. Pendennis are in Falmouth, and it takes about 5 hours to get there, so it was nice for them to come to London and get to see them. So yeah, work-wise, I'm getting my hand there. Work-wise, I'm getting a bit of a reputation, as you do. I mean, I've probably been like this most of my career, as working as a contractor for about 35 years. I always looked for challenging opportunities like Royal Bank in NatWest, and moving Coutts Bank from London to Jersey, and Ulster Bank from Belfast over to Edinburgh, all those big projects that go on. And so I always look for when it's messy and when it's nobody else wants to do it, people are actually standing back. I'm the kind of guy that runs towards a fire. It's painful. You do get burnt, there's no doubt about it. But I think, I would rather have that and work hard than actually go through that, because you build up great friendships, and, you work well with, you build a team eventually that's really solid, and a bit like a football team that really all working together and driving, for the same goal and achieving the same thing. So it's really, really nice. And here in HSBC, I've been getting that. Every now and then it's like, well, there's an easy bit of work over here. Give that to somebody else. Hold on a minute. Messy, smelly, chaotic, all over the place. That's the one for me. So somehow they look at giving me the garbage of the organisation. But I wouldn't have it any other way. It's either critical because it's regulatory, or there's a fixed business deadline, or we're exiting a country, or we're buying another bank. It just means I don't get those simple projects. But HSBC have obviously got enough on their plate to make it feel like it's contracting, and there's a new challenge just around the corner. It's been a manic year, but right now it's all got a bit too safe. I've got, they've given the challenges, wrapped it up, and kicked it out, and made it smooth, and then a little bit of continuous improvement on some things, but more or less, people have settled down, and it's everyone knows what they're doing, and we're waiting on certain things happening before we do the final mile. But so I need a new chaotic, messy challenge. I'm looking forward to finding out what that is in the next week or so. You have a fantastic week, and always look out for that messy challenge. It's get out of your comfort zone. It's the only way to do it.